today I'm going to be using the Derwent Inktense pencils as I'm showing on screen right now. They are so much fun. I'm using watercolor paper, the same watercolor paper that I used in my previous videos. Because with the Inktense pencils, I'm going to explain this while I do the line art on this here drawn. The Inktense pencils are water soluble, but they are, if I can get this right, because they have it in the name, they're Inktense, so they're ink pencils. So they're not just watercolor pencils, they are Inktense. So if I read the back, pencil to ink in just one wash. Derwent Inktense pencil combines the vibrancy of ink with the subtlety of pencils. So they are really fun. So I will explain them later on in the video. But I had so much fun, and I think they definitely work better on this watercolor paper, because when you add water to just normal paper, it just buckles like crazy, and it's just unusable afterwards. It's just terrible. So with this water, you can apply like so much water to it, and it holds its shape pretty well. A little thingies about this drawing is, I don't know why I'm like obsessed with like the movement of hair. So in this one, I drew her eyes first. That was the first thing I did. I don't know why. I was like, you know what, I don't want to fiddle with the face shape first, so I did the eyes, and I made them humongous. And I was kind of like feeling my face, kind of being like, okay, the corner of my eyes go down to the edges of my nostrils, and the nostrils then go to like almost the edges of my mouth. So I was like trying to keep proportion, but I mean, why am I trying to keep proportion? Like, looks, cartoons and things like that aren't supposed to keep to proportion, so whatever. So I made her eyes super big, and yeah, which I enjoy so much, and her lips kind of medium, because if she had, I think I tried bigger lips, and it just looked a little bit weird. I don't know, it just looked weird on this face. Yeah, as you can see, the proportions are really out, but they're not supposed to be realistic, so who cares. Anyway, so the hair, I always struggle with hair, you know, trying to, I don't know. If I can get my words, I will explain. Alright, so the color of the hair. Now this is the Inktense bark color, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just have a look. I'm pretty sure it's bark. Hold on. Yeah, bark. So I wanted to do more realistic kind of hair. Not too realistic, but I wanted normal hair color. So in this set of 12, the brown hair seemed to be the most realistic, and I say that in air quotes because I don't know, it's not really, but yeah. So and I was like, could I do two-tone hair color with this kind of light brown, but I didn't think they could work together well, so I changed my mind and I just left that streak, and then later on you can see me add more so that it looks like she had like one highlight done, kind of like Rogue from X-Men, but in brown. Yeah, so you can see now how these Inktense pencils work. There's a variety of different ways that you can use them, similar to the Sakura Koi coloring brush pen. So you can either apply it straight onto the paper, and then, like I'm doing here, just use a water filled brush to just move the pigment, along the paper. And you can see I made some cuts because this took forever, and my camera only records 20 minutes at a time, so it just took forever. So I'm just like, you don't have to see everything, because there's some really small details, but I've cut quite a few bits off. But yeah, alright, so what was I going on about? Yeah, how this works. So how do I put this? When you first go in with a color the first time, it is quite light, so I had to go in again and go over it with a darker color, and it's kind of challenging to get the highlights that you could get with like a Copic marker or a color pencil, because it's harder to predict how it's going to work. But the other way of applying it, which I've heard that you can do, is you kind of take the crayon and then scribble it on a piece of scratch paper, and then you use that scratch paper as kind of like a palette. So then you take your water brush and then you just kind of go in on that thing, and then you take the color onto the paper. So there are different ways, and I'm not really used to working with these on the watercolor paper, so this is kind of like a really kind of an experiment of how I can get highlights and shadows when it comes to the hair. So it was kind of like just testing it out, seeing if it worked, and I kind of like it. I think I would like it better maybe in different colors, maybe because the brown can seem kind of, you know, brown, but I kind of like the splash of the sort of orangey brown. It does kind of look like orange from, you know, here, but it is more brown in real life. Yeah, but I really like the eyes. Like the eyes, they're really cool, and I always struggle with what color to make the eyes, because like the easiest would be blue, green, brown eyes. But like I tried doing a pink eye before, like making a crazy pink eyes, but obviously, as the name suggests, it just kind of looks like they have pink eyes. You don't want that. You don't want your person to look like he or she is sick, which is what it kind of looked like. But I do have fun with making the hair kind of funky colors. I don't know why I wanted to just stick with just a plain brown. Probably because, you know, in the set you have a kind of a darkish blue, and you have, let me name the colors. Yeah, you have like deep indigo, you have sea blue, which is kind of cool. You have like a neon green, which is called apple green, which is quite adequately named, I think. Also a red, poppy red, which is also quite adequately named. And leaf green, which is more of like a sap green or like a brown green. I also was thinking of making her hair brown. No, this brown and kind of the browny green, because I really like those two colors, but whatever, that didn't happen. There's also teal green, and I really like this. The thing is, you know, I lent these pencils out to a lady who's supposed to be like smart when it comes to these kind of things, and she just like she didn't trust me, they came back and like half the pencil was gone, I swear to God. Anyways, but I really enjoy them. They come in this cool like case, like cool metal case. You can hear that. Alright, so excuse me blabbering on about all this stuff, but anyways, I think I've finished the hair now. I'm just going back and adding more depth, you know, more color, because it kind of seems a little bit washed out, and I just wanted it to be like super punchy, you know, like a nice brown, like a rich brown. But I didn't seem like that I got that out of this. Anyway, so moving on to the skin. Now with the skin, the only sort of skin color you can do is, you can see that brown I used for the hair. You can use that. You can use that brown on her skin, and you can use that as skin. But there isn't really a skin color in the set, so I was like, screw it, I'm not gonna bother. So what I did was, and you'll see later, is I used my Sakura Koi coloring brush pens for the skin, and it just, I mean, I wanted to try the Inktense pencils on the hair, not necessarily the skin. Yeah, and I'm still adding more depth here. Let's just make it, I just wanted it more like colorful, like just punchy. Yeah, just add more shadows, and then by that way adding more highlights. But I really like the kind of light streaks. I think it looks cool. Here I think I'm going for I might do the eyes first. No, I'm going to do the skin first. I forget what I did. Anyways, so we're going for the skin. I'm using a mixture of the colors on the lid of the Inktense pencils, just mixing them and kind of getting a kind of a skin colory thing going on. I did kind of mess up on the skin. It doesn't look like that here on the camera. It kind of looks like a really pale skin, but I kind of used 2 pinky colors and she kind of looks a little bit sunburnt, if that is an accurate way of describing. No, yeah, she definitely looks a titsuki sunburnt. Yeah. Another thing about the pencils is they leave kind of marks on the paper. You'll see that in the close-up because it's hard to get all the you know, the nib of the stuff, you know, off the paper, and get it properly worked in with water. Anyways, so I'm trying to add shadows because I forgot that I used woody brown as skin tone before. Idiot. So she kind of looks a little bit sunburnt, but it could add a little bit more of, you know, warmness to her face. Alright, I'm going in for the eyes, which, like I said, she's gonna have green blue eyes. I don't know what else to do. So she's got green blue eyes, which is a lot of fun. So sometimes a little bit more of the green, sometimes a little bit more of the blue comes out, which is more realistic to eyes these days. What am I even saying? Oh my god. Anyway. Here with the lips, you can see this is the third way I use to apply, is I take the wet brush to the nib of the pencil, and then I just kind of use the brush, the end of the brush, and just go onto the end of the nib and get it lacquer in there to get nice bright colors on her face. And then I went in with some of the Sakura to get better shadows, because I didn't think the shadows were great before, so I just added a little bit more. And there we go. There the eyes, close up. If I can freaking focus. There we go. There's eyes, lips. Okie dokie. Cool. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And there's a zoom out. And really, I'm not a very good cameraman. Ooh, that's, yeah, very bad. Anyways, thank you so much. Have a great evening, morning, afternoon, whatever. And I'll see you next time. Have a great one. Bye.